Hi, everybody. This is Ada.
This is Lisa.
Welcome back to the Opinion Piece.
Hello, hello. How is everyone today? Good, great. Today we're going to talk about what we would tell our teenage self. All of the lessons we've learned along the way that we wish somebody would have. I don't know about you, but I wish sometimes somebody would have just punched me in the face and drilled it into my head. I had to learn everything the hard way, and apparently I'm a slow learner. And obviously you can't go back in time, but hopefully we can maybe give younger people a little bit of advice that would have come in handy for me, at least. I don't know about everybody else. What do you think, Ada?
Yeah, I mean, if I know anything about teenagers, because we obviously were one at one point,
right?
This information probably won't resonate right now.
I was just
you're not going to want to listen because you think you know everything. But I promise you, one day you will look back, and if you're even listening to this right now as a teenager,
we're in your 20s.
You will, yeah, we're in your 20s. You'll
30s.
Regret not listening to older people that have had the experience, because it's true. I mean, I remember my dad saying stuff, and you're gonna see one day, and da 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 da, and it was always like I knew better, and I didn't need anybody to tell me what to do. But now looking back, I really wish I would have had like a few things that somebody would have just said, like.
Oh, definitely. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I just kind of, I don't know.
I mean, one of my first things, and I've said this before, but I would really tell myself that you're not as fat as you think you are.
Oh my gosh.
Because body image as a young girl was so important.
Society has really, destroyed that,
Yeah.
Women.
And we were lucky growing up. We didn't have social media, so we didn't really get to have to compare ourselves too much. I mean, we had Teen Beat or whatever those magazines were.
I remember those.
So that was still there. Fun. I mean, you still compared yourself to the girls in the magazines and all that, but now it's even worse.
Oh,
I mean, it's just
a
so
million
bad.
Times worse.
So bad with Photoshop and Instagram and just everything. You're just drilled with this body image.
Yeah.
Of what you're supposed to look like, and you just have to remember everybody's different. No one is going to look exactly the same, and you can't obsess over your size.
No.
You should definitely be healthy, but don't obsess and sit there and do 1,000 crunches every night.
Yeah, and you look a lot better than you think, for sure. We're our own worst critics. We're just so hard on ourselves naturally, especially women. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just...
Yeah.
It can be very damaging.
Yeah. And it could make you go down the wrong path. You might not have that confidence to do things you might want to do.
Yeah. And that's actually important. Find something to do that makes you feel confident. Get involved. It's so important to get involved in things. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a dance class or the debate team or I don't know, anything that makes you feel good about yourself. Anything, and again, that's very personalized. Right. Whatever makes you feel good about yourself, that's what you run to. And that goes with people too. Think about your friends, right? Think about who you surround yourself with. I mean, obviously we talked about that before. You can't control your family, but you can control who you spend your time with, because those people that you spend your time with will dramatically affect your life. They will affect your mental health. They will affect how you feel about yourself. Surround yourself with people that bring out the best in you, right? I mean, I can't tell you how important that is, and I had no idea. I mean, I have been around people that have brought out the worst in me. I have been around people that had made me do things, not made me, I mean, I'm my own person, but that somehow I just kind of followed along doing things that I absolutely should not have been doing. And then, with my not pretend, but whatever, that relationship I was in for all those years, I had no idea how powerful that effect is. It destroyed me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It totally destroyed me, and it made me feel horrible and unlovable and angry. And again, I am a person of love, and when you feel yourself, when you don't feel like yourself and you just feel like you know, if you, I don't know what the hell I'm trying to say, but like I actually like hated myself. Like there's certain people you're going to be around where you don't like who you are. If you feel like you don't like who you are, get away from that person, whoever it is. I don't care if it's a friend, a boyfriend, a husband, a pair. I don't care who it is. Get away from them because
And
it's
this
just
goes
so
back to,
damaging. And the longer you're with them, the harder it's going to be, and
Right.
the worse you're going to feel, and the more you know, mentally unhealthy you're going to be, and physically unhealthy. You know, our body's all connected.
well,
So
this goes back to the toxic people episode we just did.
yeah, that's true.
Very important to surround yourself with people like that you
That
want to
lift
be
you up.
like, that lift you up,
Yes.
that maybe they're going down the same career path as you, that kind of thing, just so that you have that guide. You almost have them
Yes.
as a guide in
I
a way, and
think-
that like they promote or they encourage you in
Yes.
everything you're doing.
And when you're around them, notice how you feel around them.
Right.
Do you feel happy? Do you feel sad? Do you feel self-conscious? You know, that intuition that we have that everybody ignores, don't ever ignore it, because your gut will tell you.
Yeah.
It will tell
They
you.
call you say your gut is what, your second brain or something?
Yeah, and not for nothing. I just didn't realize how powerful it was. Like looking back on situations, like you have that feeling, don't ignore it.
Right.
Don't ever ignore it.
And that's another thing I would tell myself, like follow your gut instinct, follow your
Definitely.
dreams. Like if you have a feeling of you have something you're passionate about, don't let somebody talk you out of it just because it might not be the realistic thing to do.
And I'm going to say something about that, Ada.
What?
Don't ever make a decision based on what somebody else thinks that you should do. No one can live your life for you. No one knows what's best for you except for you.
Right.
No one. Every single decision I have ever made in my entire life, knowing that's not what I wanted to do, but that's what I was supposed to do, was the biggest nightmare of my life. And
So this would be probably one of those things that's tricky for teenagers because you have the parents that are usually
Right.
like, you need to go to college or you need to do this and you need to do that. And it's like, you should
follows you,
listen
though.
to your parents, but you get their input and decide with them like what you're passionate about and what path you should be
Yeah.
taking to pursue that passion.
And I'm not just talking about teenagers. I'm talking
Yeah.
about all throughout your life.
Right. But
Because in
that's-
your 20s and your 30s and your 40s, like you still do stupid things. And not for nothing, but there's a society of people doing things because they think they have to, because somebody is forcing them to do
Right.
it, right? And people they don't even know. Like, who the hell are they?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's really important to make decisions for the right reasons. That's all I'm
Definitely.
saying. Do not make a decision because that's what somebody told you that you're supposed to do. That's the biggest thing ever.
Right.
If you're going to make that decision, you better make that decision because that's truly what is in your heart that you know you need to do.
Right.
That's the most important thing I could probably ever say about anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That goes for your doctors bullying you into things, or, you know, procedures, and it goes for everything. Relationships, doctors, just friends trying to give you advice. Like, why are you doing that? Why don't you do this? Do you know, I've actually changed the path of my life just listening. Oh, well, maybe, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, same.
Now I'm like, no, I'm doing this because this is what I need to do. And I don't, like, that's great. But they're coming at it from their own life experiences and their own, do you know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's great for them, but it's not great for you. That's their life, not your life. Don't get the two confused,
Right.
right?
Right. What's another one, Lisa?
Oh
You
my
got one?
gosh. Oh, I have so many, but I'll just try to think of, I don't know, is there anything? Never to give up. I think it's really important no matter what, never to give up. You have to just keep going, even if you get discouraged, or, you know, of course that's going to happen a million times if you fail, or people telling you can't do that, you can't do that. Never, just keep going. Never give up, no matter what. I think that's really important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
And then the
Yeah.
only other thing, well, there's a million other things, but, you know, we're just going to name a few.
Right.
I know we're taught a lot of things along the way, and it's really hard to weed out all of the information that gets bombarded into your brain from the time you're born. And So sometimes you do things for the wrong reasons, right? You stay in something because you think it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. That's the right thing to do. I got married because I was pregnant. That is not the right thing to do. I'm sorry. It's just not. And if you're, especially being raised Christian, you always are trying to, whatever. My point is, if you find yourself in an abusive relationship, you are not required to stay. That is not what God intended, right?
Right.
And even if you do end up getting married to that person, a piece of paper is a piece of paper. It doesn't make a marriage. I'm sorry. It doesn't. So
Right. Don't stay for the kids.
yeah, because
that.
because then you're not teaching them love, you're teaching them hate,
Right.
and or abuse. Who the heck knows, right? So yeah, just try to weed everybody out, weed out all the stuff that you've been fed your whole life, and literally sit and reflect on, I don't know, reflect on what, Ava?
I'm not sure where you were going with that
Don't
one,
know where I'm going either.
but bottom line is,
Sorry, I don't know what the heck I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just so really important not to do. The whole point is don't do things for the wrong reasons. Never, ever, ever make a decision based on the wrong reasons.
yeah. I mean, kind of going off of that, my last one would probably be
Yeah.
just, you don't have to have it all figured out.
No.
So like
Enjoy the
when I was a
journey.
teenager,
Yeah.
like I felt a weird pressure that I
Yeah.
had to know what I was going to be for the rest of my life.
Right.
Like I
Yes,
they
I
always
hate
did
that
that.
feeling.
Like fifth grade, you're doing
You
projects.
think you're
what are you
there
gonna
forever.
be? Yeah. Like,
No.
So you had to you were always told oh, what's your career going to be? What do you want to be when you grow up? And like I always felt a weird pressure that I
Yes.
needed to know.
And you needed to stay with it for the rest of
Yeah.
your life. Like, who the heck knows? You
Yeah.
can change your mind 100 times.
Yeah.
You are not obligated to stay with one thing your whole entire life.
Right.
You can be 100 different things.
When you need to try a lot of different things before you
Yes.
really know what you're
So
going to be.
important.
So unless you just have always had a certain passion for one thing,
Yeah.
you're not really going to know. And as a kid, you really don't know
You
what
have-
you're going to like until you
You're
try
right.
it.
You're right.
You know?
That's why that was the other thing I always wanted to do, start some sort of an apprenticeship
Yes.
program. I think that's really important. I don't know why they don't do this in high schools. Like just have a program where you pick 5 things and then you follow somebody around for a week or
That's
something
always
like that.
been my idea too.
No way,
Yeah.
we should do that.
I think it's a great
I
idea.
think it's a great idea too, because how are you supposed to know what it even looks like
Yep.
unless you see it?
Yep.
I mean, school is great for learning varied knowledge. It's a lovely foundation to get you thinking about other things, but it's not going to tell you what these careers are going to look like when you're done.
Yeah, you
Right?
should definitely have some sort of internship as
Yeah.
a high
High school.
schooler. I think you should also wait tables. I think that should
Oh,
be
yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
totally required because that just treats people, that teaches you how to treat people in life.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've never been a server,
I know I have.
no, same. But I mean, yeah, the apprenticeship, internship kind of thing, that should definitely be
It's
something
really
they do
important.
for sure.
Oh, yeah. I
You
would
know.
someday, hopefully.
Because they
I'll
sort
implement
of have
something
it.
like
I don't
that.
know how they do it here, but we had like electives where you do like wood shop or like
Yeah, but
those
that's
certain
not
things.
like-
But it's not like a job.
not the same.
You're not like we had a media class in our high school, which you would go
Aw.
and do like news reports
I would
and stuff.
love that.
I mean, that's great, and I know a lot of schools have that. But then
I'm saying
it should be everything.
Yeah,
it should
no,
be
I
like,
think
oh,
you
you
should
want to be
go-
an accountant? Go work in an accountant's
Yes,
office. You know?
exactly.
Which who wants to
That's
be an accountant?
yeah, but some people do, right?
know, I'm just
Go
kidding.
follow a lawyer, go follow a doctor,
Right.
go absolutely
Yep.
100%. I think that should be a requirement.
Yeah.
Another one would be not being afraid to go against the grain. I mean, I probably have a little. I don't know. When I was growing up, and even like probably until maybe a couple years ago, I was always kind of afraid to like express my opinion. Do you know what I mean? Or like, I don't know, whatever. I'm an idiot. But anyway, the point is, especially like today, it's like, and people make you feel bad about thinking a different way. Don't be afraid to go against the grain. Don't be afraid to have your own opinion. Trust your thoughts, trust your, intuition. And just because the majority of people do it doesn't make it right. Do you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of things that we do in society are just because that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. That's crap. Question everything, challenge everything. Don't be afraid of your own mind. Use it. It's important.
Yeah.
right? Don't you
Yeah,
think?
I agree. I
Do you
was
have anything to
super,
add to that?
super quiet, and I was the same way. I didn't speak up.
Yeah.
I would definitely tell myself, speak up. Don't be afraid.
Yeah. Yeah. Your voice
And
is important.
you're allowed to have your own
I was
opinion.
such a nerd. I remember like when I was really young, I remember like a song coming on or something and I would be like in my head going, I hate this song. But I was too scared to say anything because I didn't want them to think like,
Right.
I don't know.
You
It's
just
so
wanted to fit in.
stupid.
It's just hard.
Yes,
It's hard.
it
You want to
is.
fit in.
And we talk about that, right?
Right.
Fitting in with the
Yeah.
right people.
Right.
You know. But anyway, hilarious. Such a nerd.
So, we all did it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And okay, so now we're where we are, right? Everybody's at a different place in their life right now that's listening. But no matter where you are, I think this is a good time to reflect on where you don't want to be, where you don't want to go, and where you see the rest of your life going. What do you want the rest of your life to look like? And I'm not saying what do you think the rest of your life should look like. Forget the should, right? Because that's part of the crap you've been fed. Honestly, if you take away everything and take away consequences, take it all away, take it all off the table, sit and actually think about what you in your heart, in your gut, in your mind, in your soul want the rest of your life to look like. If you could have it look like anything. And that's really what I would focus on. I know one thing for me, the rest of my life, what I want it to look like. Just for an example, I know that there are people that make me feel awkward and uncomfortable and whatever. Like, I don't want to be around those people. I want to be around people that are like-minded and that lifts me up and make me feel like myself and make me feel good about myself. And I don't know what, so that's the thing. Like, I know who to limit myself with and who to surround myself with. And I think that's really important. And I actually have like, a lot of social networking on social media. And I know that social media can be bad,
Right.
but I only follow the people that are like-minded and the people that I want to think more like. So talking about brain rewiring, I want to think like that. So those are the people that I will watch, listen to, and read, right? Because I think it's so important. And so that's one thing that I know that I want to focus on for the rest of my life is making sure I'm always doing that. What
agree.
about you?
I want to be happy, and I want to just do whatever makes me happy and
Yeah.
stop worrying about what other people want me to do, what other people
Yes.
think I should do. I want to stop comparing my life to
Oh,
other people's lives, which
That's incredible.
I think I want to just be happy. That's
Yeah.
the bottom line.
But
and
in
that's
order to
doing
do
everything
that-
I love. you know?
Yeah, right. In order to do that, you have to, just like you said, I don't want to do things that, people maybe tell me I should be doing. I want to do things that make me happy. So it goes back to our other episode about not caring what people think. It's easier said than done, right?
Right.
It's easier said than done. I just know that there are people that make you feel horrible and people that make you feel better. There's people, do you have anybody in your life like that?
That make me feel
Like you can
bad.
conquer the world.
Oh yeah.
I love
I mean,
those
you're one of those
people.
people, so
Oh,
you know.
yeah. Oh,
But-
I love you so much. Oh, anyway.
Oh, Lisa just bumped her head.
I got a little excited. And I'm blushing. Oh, I can't. just
But I
love you
mean,
so
like,
much.
you always, like, there's been those friends in my life that I felt like worse when I was around.
Yes.
Or they like take the life out of me. And I was
Yes.
like, oh my God, like, I don't like who I am when I'm with them.
Yes.
So I just think that is
I
probably number one most important thing. Is just to
Agreed.
surround yourself with people
Yeah.
that make you feel good.
It's so true in all relationships. And, that will come to play in careers too. And, you really have to think about, what you're doing.
Well, and that's the career thing's interesting because you have to know how you feel when you go to work.
Yeah.
Do you feel energized? Are you happy?
Right.
Is this something you love? Or do you go like at the end of the day and you just want to like rush out and waiting for the weekend? And are you
Yeah.
like miserable all the time?
It's so true.
like, don't stay
Yeah.
in that career.
Right.
Don't stay around those people.
I
you
can't
know?
believe how long it's taken me to realize that. I think that, with my experience, I didn't even realize the effects. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's because of what I went through in that previous strange relationship. I always thought it was me. Like, I just felt so unlovable and unwanted and like nuts and like just miserable. Like, I was always like a little kid in a candy store, like everything excites me. It's the little things. And I was always so happy, like, but people would just want to wipe that smile right off my face, right? And it was just, it broke me. And then he broke me so bad. So, like, now that I knew finally to get away from that, and since I've tried to change the people in my life, it's so life-changing. I'm speechless. You know what I mean? Like, even last week, I didn't see anybody. Like, I couldn't see you. You were sick. And I was just trying to do the impossible. I was so sad. I don't know what was going on. And then there's just people that, like, you'll see, and they just make everything better. I love those people. So thank you to all of my people that I love so much. You know who you are. Well, you know who you are, and I hope that you know who you are. But thank you, because really there are those people that just make everything better. And I'm just so grateful to have that experience. And I'm so grateful that I got to get through it and get to where I am today. Because I really, a few years ago, I just was waiting to die, honestly.
Yeah.
So to be where I am today is just an incredible miracle. I'm just so blessed and so happy.
Oh, good. Well, it sounds like our number one tip would be surround yourself with great people.
I guess so. Yeah. And do what's in your heart.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Love it.
That about wraps it up.
It does. All right, I guess that wraps up our episode for today. Thank you so much for joining us. Please let us know what you have learned along the way, what you wish you would have told yourself at 16, 18, 20, 30, or even 40 or 80. We always love to know what you think, because we like to share our opinion, but we also want to know yours. So let us know.
All right, guys.
Thanks
See you next
for joining
time.
us. Bye.
Bye.